about them, even, the extreme conservatives that I grew up with. But like I said, I'm just, everyone's like, everyone, yeah, do what you want to do. It's cool, great, everyone come along. So, yeah.
As it has stirred so many conversations over the past few days, and we were actually just before the movie was ending, we were discussing the film, and we realized that there are so many opinions from outside sources.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't need it
like,
because I project. Does anybody have any questions in here? I'm gonna race around because I think there'll be some far more intriguing ones than I can come. This is the first that I can get.
Well, first of all, I want to say to all of you, bravo. It's
Thank you.
big, bold, and it's beautiful. You're, like you said, starting a conversation that is important. I'm a practicing Catholic, my husband is, but there are so many points of view. There's a woman mystic now who's going around the world, and I've traveled with her to the Holy Land, calling for Christian unity, ecumenism, and acceptance of all faiths, and there's a movement afoot. And what you're presenting is so much a part of a conversation that is so needed. So I just really wanted to say congratulations to all of you on just an amazing job, a very entertaining film. Now, I want to know more about the bad guy.
Which one of us are you pointing at?
The church.
Oh, well, okay, Lou. But the building of the suspense of the bad guy was really remarkable. The way that it was brought in to the plot. But anyway, all of you did a fantastic job, and I guess what I want to ask you is how we get it in all the major theaters instead of just on demand. This is really wonderful.
Lisa? Is she in here?
Well,
No.
we need investors, sponsors.
Money.
But it will be on VOD on the 16th.
January 16th
Yeah,
is available on VOD on essentially every major platform.
Every major platform. So if you would spread the word, if you would write about it on your social media, tell everybody they have to see this. We're going to do the same thing we did here in New York on Thursday, and we're getting requests from schools all over the place, which is great. So we will continue to be in theaters upon request, but we'll be out on VOD on the 16th and on DVD. So we'll be on Amazon and iTunes and all the cable VOD platforms and everywhere.
We'll be passing the plate here in just a moment.
Now it's church.
I was going to say it's incredible, Mr. Duke. Everyone up there, it was good. You're a very good bad guy.
Yeah.
Very well done. My question is simply, has there been a court case of this precedent where something this has happened, where someone's actually gone as far as go to whether, well, not Supreme Court, I probably would know that, but has there been something of that nature that the gentleman who wrote the book, or the lady, I'm not sure.
It's a gentleman.
Right, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it based on a case? And so did you study it, or did you look at maybe some court filings concerning that?
No, it's not based on an actual case. Roger, he was an attorney in a former life, so he approached the book as an attorney. How would he try this? Because as a lot of people up in here know, and basically Lauren's character, is like the whole separation of church, it's like, and that's very real. So it can't actually go to court, but if we get this conversation started, can it eventually end up in a courtroom for discrimination? So, and so that's how he approached it. It's like if he had to argue this case, then, and he, like, I think it was Lou said, we wanted to approach this in a very fair way. So he jumped on where he was the defense attorney, then he jumped back, so he was going back and forth so he can make sure he's presenting it fairly. And as Michelle was mentioning, like, if you get on social media and see some of the arguments that going back and forth, some of the stuff is, everything that they're arguing about is in this movie.
Yeah.
And it's like, will you please just check it out? You would actually be surprised that we're
so intense with the social
yeah,
media.
all of the arguments they have, Monsignor Renzulli, he presented that argument in the movie. So
But they prejudged the film without seeing it, so.
Yeah.
But if you see at the end the Pope talking about the issue, so it's been brought up within the church. It hasn't gone to like a trial, but within the church has been an issue that's been brought up, and then that's why he had to respond to that. Yeah.
And that resolution is actually very, very much where Roger got and where we got in the film, is that it has come up, but
They shut it
women of faith end up going, to the Episcopalian Church,
Right.
and making a compromise in that respect.
Right. But my question to that is, because I see some of the arguments that they put on social media is like, some of them say, well, just go be an Episcopalian then. Why, And it's like, as her character said, it's like, because I'm Catholic. And then that same argument, they would say something like, well, the Catholic Church is the one true church. So her character would definitely want to stay Catholic. You know what I mean? So it's like, why would she want to go be Episcopalian? Because all her life she's been taught this is the one true church. And now you're telling me to go be Episcopalian? So it's like, why should she have the one faith that she's been a part of all her life, why should she have to give it up? Because we're stuck in tradition. Because it's,
Blind faith.
Yeah. So I can't really see with the lights on. Michelle. Okay.
I'm hiding in the corner. Were there any other questions? I think somebody's, oh.
Right there.
It's right here.
I know it's hard to see, right? I use the phone with something you can. No, she can speak loud.
Hi, my name's Brianna Oppenheimer. I was just wondering, have you guys gotten any kind of crazy people? Kind of being like, you guys, I can't believe you would even bring this up.
Somebody told me on social media that they hope that I repent for doing this, and the people get really intense on Twitter and stuff like that. And this lady was like, I just hope that you repent for doing this kind of role. What did you respond? I was like, I'm actually really proud of being a part of the project. I try to be really respectful with my replies, but first I think this really immature response, and I'm like, no.
Does it start with an F?
There's only 4 Hail Marys.
But it's just and then I'm just but yeah, it's really interesting to see you really cannot ever really win the argument, but people really go back and forth, and which is really interesting, and like Theta said, we're having the conversation, so yeah.
Well, at least all you've gotten is you should repent.
Yeah.
Well, I've known, it's been some worse, we're going straight to hell.
Yeah. So. Actually, she said that. Something like that. Yeah.
Just wanted to say what a wonderful, wonderful cast. What great production, what great performances. I wanted to ask you, how long, what kind of a shooting schedule did you have to put this piece together? How were you able to pull off such a wonderful production?
3 days.
No,
It was tight. It was tight.
19 days.
Yes. We had 19 days, but
Full days.
on location. But Mr. Stephen Parker, where are you at, Steve?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Right there.
Our DP is here. Director of photography is here.
I mean, we faced some very difficult days, but we had a great DP who really knew how to give us a quality look in a very restricted period of time. So I'd like to just thank you, Stephen, for
Fantastic. Bill, of course, you kept the pace moving. I mean, the piece just moved so beautifully. It just kept on moving, and surprises kept coming up. Wonderful. I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you so much, Glenn. Thank you. That's a great Glenn Turman, by the way, if you don't know.
I love that man. He's an amazing actor. I got to direct him.
Really?
Yeah, in the Resurrection Boulevard. Yeah.
Wow.
He's fantastic. Yeah.
Great to see you.
Thanks for supporting.
So, just because you say you were on a tight time frame, and I know that these things cost a lot of money, but if you had an unlimited budget, I'm not familiar with how close this was to the actual book that it was based on, but is there any parts of the story that you would want to go and maybe like dive into more, like maybe the villain's character, or maybe like her backstories, or anything that you felt like you maybe personally wanted? This is the director, I guess, that you would want more from, or?
With more time and more money, it would be a half hour longer. But with what we had, we did the best that we could, and I'm really proud of the film. And but you're right. Always, if there's more money and more time, you know, you have.
And Benicio del Toro will be
choices.
playing my role, so I'm actually very grateful.
We understand what you say.
I know we haven't had a chance to hear Lauren and Lauren for being here tonight, but thank you to everyone for being here. Oh, we have a couple, does anybody, are you guys okay for a couple more questions?
Yes, please.
Okay, hold on.
I wanted to know, how did it come to fall into your lap as directing this piece?
How did
How did it come to fall into your lap? How did you come?
How did you get?
How did
on
you
the
get
project?
tied to this in order to have the desire to direct it?
Well, I was approached by Theta and Roger, and I read the script and parts of the book also. So it really, what's compelling to me, again, is having this discussion. You know, to actually open things so we can talk about it at least. And, you know, even though social media can be a relatively hostile environment, it's worth taking whatever comes at you as long as you can tell the truth and start to heal situations that are hurting people. And I really wanted to be a part of that cause.
You know, and I have to say that when the script came to me, Bill was attached, and that immediately got my attention. You know, I from page one, I was really hoping to like it because I really wanted to work with him. You know, and yeah, right, exactly. So that was the smartest thing that, you know, that Theta could have done, was to attach, you know, a legend like Bill Duke to this. And
It means I'm old.
I know, I'm getting these, that whole veteran bullshit. This, you know, and the other thing is, speaking of which, you know, I really need to give Theta props, because I mean, it's part of the conversation right now. Time is up, and all of the movements. Before that, it was just about, you know, female directors and producers and talent behind the camera. Before that, it was Oscars so white. So one of the things I'm incredibly proud of this production, and I think should be made note of, is what Theta and Bill were able to do, changing from the book The Polish Nun and changing her to Latina. Oh yeah, she was Polish. Nice blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl. You know, and the judge, played by Gregory, was also not African American. So these two made sure that there was representation within the film, you know, up and down the cast and up and down the crew. And so all of these hashtags we're seeing, these people actually walk the walk as well. And that's one thing that, you know, I want to make the point to young filmmakers out there, to young producers, to people who actually want to make movies. You know, remember your torch, carry your torch with you, and shine it proudly, because these people have done that.
Well, I don't know that we can end on any better note than
Yeah.
that. Because that pretty much sums it up. We just, on behalf of Vision Films, who will be distributing this film, again, it's going to be available on VOD as of the 16th. So please share it with all your friends. Take a photo. The red carpet is set up when you leave tonight. Take a photo and hashtag Created Equal Movie. And thank you to the cast and the crew and all of you for being here and sharing tonight with us. Thank you. Have a Great evening.